There's a new claim stating that COVID-19 virus can be airborne. 239 scientists have written to WHO that airborne transmission is possible. In this video, we are going to talk about how does this differ from WHO stand and what are the implications. What does this mean? Is this a new revelation? What if the claim is established? And what is the evidence so far on the aerosol transmission? To know the answers to these questions, make sure you stay tuned till the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe to Brain Charger and press the bell icon next to it so you don't miss out any other upcoming contents. So let's get into the video after a small intro. COVID-19 virus can be airborne. What does this mean? A respiratory infection such as COVID-19 is transmitted through droplets of different sizes. If the droplets particles are larger than 5 to 10 microns in diameter, they are referred to as respiratory droplets. If they are smaller than 5 microns in diameter, they are referred to as droplet nuclei. According to current evidence, COVID-19 virus is primarily transmitted between people through respiratory droplets and contact routes, the WHO states. However, the letter written by the scientists suggests aerosol transmission too can happen. The 239 scientists, on the other hand, are citing evidence that the virus can be present in droplet nuclei that do travel distances longer than 1 meter and can remain in the air for a longer time. I'm not here to scare you all. If this can be established, then unfortunately, it will remain that the risk of transmission is higher than the previous thought. Is this a new revelation? As per the WHO, airborne transmission may be possible in specific circumstances and settings. These include settings like procedures that generate aerosols are performed, open suctioning, manual ventilation before intubation, turning a patient to a prone position, disconnecting a patient from a ventilator, etc. Referring to the New York Times report, the WHO stated that initial findings need to be interpreted carefully. If the evidence being cited has to be examined, researchers will look at the specific settings in which the virus was found airborne, the duration for which the virus was found staying in the air, and most importantly, whether the virus continues to be infectious throughout this duration. Unfortunately, this claim may be established. Well, what if the claim is established? It means that wearing a mask becomes more important than ever. It might be possible that N95 masks, which are used by clinicians in the hospital settings, could now be recommended to prevent aerosol transmission, subject to availability and depending on the health condition of a person. We have made a video about the top 10 myths of COVID-19 that you all are following. Check it out right after the video. 239 scientists from 32 different countries have written an open letter to the WHO stating that COVID-19 is an airborne disease. If yes, then what is the evidence so far? One of the first studies published in Nature was conducted in Renmin Hospital and Wuchang Fangchung Field Hospital in Wuhan. It investigated the aerodynamic nature of the virus SARS by measuring its viral RNA in aerosols. The study found that the concentration of the virus in aerosols detected in isolation ward and ventilated patient rooms was very low, but it was higher in the toilet areas used by the patients. The study stated Although we have not established the infectivity of the virus detected in these hospital areas, but we propose that SARS may have the potential to be transmitted through aerosols. Another evidence was in April a correspondence published by NEJM by researchers from the US National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease in the United States, evaluated the stability of SARS in aerosols and on various surfaces. It found that SARS remained viable in aerosols throughout the duration of the experiment that lasted for 3 hours. Our results indicate that aerosol and fomite transmission of SARS-CoV-2 is plausible since the virus can remain viable and infectious in aerosols for hours, the study said. Another evidence was in May. The US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention published a study titled High SARS Coronavirus 2 Attack Rate Following Exposure at a Choir Practice. The researchers who studied superspreading events found that following 2.5-hour choir practice attended by 61 persons, including a symptomatic index patient, 32 confirmed and 20 probable secondary COVID-19 cases occurred. 3 patients were hospitalized and 2 dead. The study noted that the act of singing itself might have contributed to transmission through the emission of aerosols, which is affected by the loudness of vocalization. Members had an intense and prolonged exposure singing while sitting 6 to 10 inches from one another, possibly emitting aerosols, it said. With this, we have reached the end of the video. If you have liked the video and gained some sort of knowledge, please do hit on the like button and subscribe to Brain Charger if you haven't. And don't forget to share this video with your loved ones, because whenever you're sharing a video, you're not only sharing a video, you're sharing a piece of information.